Uh, what difference you've noticed, like the acting in the monologue acting program, between the monologue acting program and the traditional theatrical acting?
Yeah, so MonoDialogue is different because language plays such a big part of the work. So if you haven't seen it, MonoDialogue is one character speaking a monologue, but it's written quite poetically. And the difference between traditional screen off stage acting and MonoDialogue is we bring something that's quite theatrical, something that's quite poetic, and the language is very heightened and very palpable into a film media. So it's kind of like slam poetry or speaking poetry out loud, but in a very realistic environment. So that's the biggest difference I can notice between monodialogue and traditional acting.
I remember just before we launching this program and we've been discussed, and I remember that you described this type of the acting is kind of like in between acting, like in between the screen acting and also theatrical acting.
Yeah.
So can you just let me know what is the difference between these two genres?
Yeah, sure. So acting is acting. So no matter what you do as an actor, acting is acting. The difference is how big is the frame that we're playing in. All right. So in film, it's a lot smaller. We sometimes we go from like very close-ups to wide shot, mid shot. We are very tight. The audience is very close to you, and the things they see are very subtle. So in film acting, we want to be very contained, and everything's very internalized. And we tell the story through our micro emotions, through our eyes, through the way we breathe. Right? It's very, very contained. Whereas in theater, on the stage, people are like very far away. Right? They can't really see your facial expressions, but they can see your physicality. So the biggest difference, I would say, is your physicality, depending on the size of the stage, size of the frame, whatever. In monodialogue, we have the added complexity of language. And I remember one of my acting teachers saying, the best actors don't need to say too much. They just you just give them a look and then tells everything. But in monodialogue, there's so much monologue. There's so much text that you have to convey, right? And not just that, but the language was written in a very poetic, romantic, heightened way. So the delivery, to lend it justice, you have to bring a bit of theatricity into your performance. You can't just be pure realism. It makes it a little bit doesn't really work, I think. So we take something that's film realistic and we add a bit of theatrical elements to it, and I think that's the sweet spot between the two, where it makes monodialogue work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you practically balance these two?
Yeah, good question. How do I balance the two? I think the approach to doing monodialogue, we did too, is to really understand why the character is speaking. Even though the character is not talking to anyone in particular, but the character is saying something, and there must be a reason why the character is saying it. And I think even more so, every prep that you do, you have to know what's motivating the character to speak. Even more so in monodialogue, and why is the character speaking in such a heightened way. Okay. It could be the given circumstances, it could be the person they're speaking to, excuse me, it could be because the person that the character is speaking to means a lot to them, it could be the world that they live in, it could be something, but something has to trigger out their character. So what I did was, when I approached the first one, that person was the love of his life and he's an artist. He's like a hidden artist, so that's why he wanted to portray it in a more poetic, romantic way. The second one, he's just angry, like he's angry at the world. Anger is an emotion. I really don't like playing with using emotion as a lead, but he sees the world in a way that's very negative. He's very pessimistic about his life. He's very pessimistic about the world he lives in, and then using that pessimism as his motivation to speak out the language. He's fighting against the world. He's fighting against people. He's fighting against himself, and then that's the driver. To answer your question, when you know why the person is doing it, then we understand where, like the setting. The first one is much more calm. We're by the waters, we're by, actually both of them were by the waters. But the water played a bigger part in the first scene. The second one was more concrete. It was more harsh lights. There was more bricks and there was a car that landed us in the light, I remember. It was much more mechanical. And that kind of, I wouldn't say dead, but the world is less alive, more harsh environment. And that lends the character to live in that world where everything is much harsher, so he has to fight harder against his setting. So because you have something to work against, then you can bring that theatrical element into it to bring that heightened language to life. So
yeah.